I'm here so I won't get fined.
You think you know sports? Well, you don't know. Well, you don't know Jack. The You Don't Know Jack Show starts now.
Hello, and welcome to the first basketball episode of the You Don't Know Jack Show. Aaron and Carson here with you for today's show. Quickly want to just share some Twitter poll results. We asked you how far can the Vikings go this season. 4 of you said to the playoffs, 4 of you said to the NFC Championship, 4 of you said to the Super Bowl, and 6 of you said win the Super Bowl. That's 18 votes, but if you look at the majority of you, 12 of the 18 say they cannot win the Super Bowl. So just a little poll that we put up. We'll have a basketball poll here set up, a couple of them here set up for you guys to vote on Twitter. You can follow us at Don't Know Jack Show on Twitter. So we'll get started now. LaMarcus Aldridge may not finish the season with the Spurs. That news just come out today. And Aaron, what are your thoughts on that?
Where's he going to go?
I don't know. They just says that the Spurs really have no interest or have really not worked out for them. That at least, I don't know if it's their system or what, but sounds like the Spurs don't really need to keep him right now, especially after that big contract. And
oh well.
Do you think a certain team would want him, or do you think he'd be a good fit somewhere else?
Depends on how much he costs. I'm sure he could go to the Sixers or something.
Yeah, fit in with their 20 power forwards and centers.
Yeah, I don't know any good fits. He should have just went to Phoenix in the first place. But they have a good young team. But
do you think he'll stay?
Should have stayed in Portland, actually.
Yeah. Do you think he'll stay the season, or do you think they'll get rid of him?
You never know with Popovich and Spurs. So I don't know.
Maybe if they aren't contending by the end of the season, which they should still be, I would think, at least.
They're going to contend until Popovich dies.
Yeah. So I don't know. I wouldn't see him trading him in the middle of the season unless he's like extremely bad, I guess. But
I think they'll try it out, see how it goes. But they just got Pau Gasol, so.
Yeah, you can probably put Pau at the 5 if necessary. Otherwise, if they don't want to do that, then they can move on and put Pau at the 4 then.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's the first item of the news for the NBA. And now quickly, Charles Barkley says the Warriors won't win the title even with Kevin Durant. Aaron, do you think that the Warriors even do you think they help their expectations or help their chances of winning with Durant, or do you think that they worsen with the signing?
I think they still won't win it. I think I got the Cavs again until somebody dethrones them, knocks them off. So the Cavs are the defending champs, and I got them again.
Do you think anybody else in the West has a chance to at least get to the finals other than the Warriors?
The Spurs always have a chance. Depends how well that Aldridge thing works out. I think I wouldn't be surprised if the Spurs beat the Warriors, honestly. Because now they don't have to worry about the Thunder. And people are forgetting about the Clippers if they could stay healthy and stay out of fist fights with their trainers. And the Blazers are an up-and-coming young team that looks pretty good. So they put up a good fight against Golden State last year, I thought. So.
Yeah, I think there's a few teams that have a slight chance.
Timberwolves? No. They're a ways away yet.
Timberwolves, I think, can make the playoffs. I don't think they'll win a round or anything like that.
If only
but
the Timberwolves were in the East. Then they'd have to play LeBron, so they'd still lose.
Yeah. But I think there will be a couple teams that compete with the Warriors, but I think Kevin Durant is going to put them over the hump, at least in the West. And I just don't think that the Cavs are going to have enough defense to stop everybody on the Warriors. What's that?
That's what people said last year. So. You keep doubting, and the Cavs will keep winning.
Well, I mean, if you put LeBron on Durant, which is more than likely what they'll do, you got Curry and you got Thompson and you got Draymond still that can shoot the ball on offense. I don't know. I mean, Kyrie will probably guard.
You're assuming that best case scenario, it's going to work out really well chemistry wise.
Well, I'm assuming that there's going to be issues, but I think when the playoffs come around, I think
those issues will stop them ultimately. I think people will be unhappy. They'll probably look good some parts of the season, obviously, but when you look at that team's chemistry compared to the Cavs' chemistry, and the Cavs just re-signed JR, which was huge. There's a big chemistry difference there. And Durant hasn't done well against LeBron, no matter what team they've both been on. So it'll be fun to watch, but I don't know.
I think there'll be chemistry issues in the first part of the year and maybe throughout the regular season, but I think Kerr will eventually get it at least to the point in the playoffs where the chemistry isn't too much of an issue. It could still end up being
I think it'll be like the Heat the first year. They'll make it, but they won't make it, the Heat when they first formed their thing. I think the Celtics didn't win it their first, or did they win it their first year? They lost the second year.
I'm not sure.
I don't know. People think that it's like they added Durant, so they automatically get like 5 championships, but I just don't see it.
No, I don't think that's going to happen because I think somebody's going to move on here eventually, and it might be Curry after the end of the season too. So
they could end up trading somebody mid-season.
They could. Draymond could.
Klay Thompson
be a pain, and Klay maybe
send his binky with him in his bottle.
All right, so moving on to Draymond Green talking about Julius Randle, saying that Julius Randle has a potential to be better than him. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't think shooting wise, but yeah, like I like Julius Randle a lot, and it was unfortunate what happened to him 2 years ago in his rookie year. Broke his leg. I had him on my fantasy team too, so I was like, oh, cool. Or was that last year? That was 2 years ago, right?
That was 2 years ago.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that was unfortunate. I think the Lakers might not be that bad, honestly. I think Russell and Jordan Clarkson and
Ingram.
Randle and Ingram, and I think Ingram has to put on some weight yet.
Yep.
But Julius Randle is a good player. I like him.
Yes.
Better than Draymond, though.
Potential.
I think right now Draymond's the best player on Golden State, honestly. I think.
All around.
Yeah, I think he does a lot of the things that don't show up in the stat sheet for them. And everybody's like, oh, Curry, Klay. But I'm looking at Draymond like, he's the most impactful player, I think, on that team.
Are you surprised that Draymond would say something like that?
Not really. I mean, a lot of players are fans of a lot of players, and especially in today's league. Back then, it would have been like, I hate Julius Randle. I'm way better than him,
Yeah.
I'm kind of surprised because Draymond's known to have been ignorant, but I think he's gotten better lately. I still don't like him, but
kind of matured a little bit.
I still don't like him. I still don't like his ugly face. I don't know if Randle can be a better overall player, though. Like, what's he mean by better player? Like, I don't get that.
Has a potential to be better than me is what the
But, like,
quote
better
was.
how? Like, offensively? Probably.
He just kind of said it in general, I guess. I don't know if his offense can be as good as Draymond's, especially from 3, but he's got
confusing.
potential to be maybe a better all around.
I think he'll be good, but better overall than Draymond. I just don't see it. Not unless he's like been working on his jump shot or something. I don't see it.
So then the last piece of basketball news, and then we'll talk about some opening night predictions and some games here. There was a vote between GMs, and it was about what player would you want to build your team around or your franchise around, and the majority of the votes.
Be a question.
Majority of the votes, believe it or not, did not go for LeBron, did not go for Steph, did not go for Kevin Durant. It went to Karl Anthony Towns.
Oh, come on.
A young player.
He looks good, but come on. Give me a break.
You got to remember, too, this is for like franchise for years and years to come. At the same time.
I think LeBron has plenty of time, and I think that Karl Anthony can't lead a team right now, so it'd be like you'd be mediocre for a few years before you would even, get anywhere. I think I'd probably pick Karl Anthony over Steph. I don't know. I just don't think Steph is a good enough all-around player. I think Karl Anthony Towns pretty well-rounded player. I'd want an all-around player to start my franchise around. I don't like it would have to be LeBron or like Kawhi or Paul George or somebody like that. I wouldn't want like a James Harden. I wouldn't want Carmelo Anthony. I wouldn't even want Durant, honestly. Unless I had no choice.
To me, if I was building a
Russell
team,
Westbrook, there you go.
If I was building a team for like 10 to 15 years to come, I would probably want to build it around a guy like Karl Anthony Towns. If I'm doing 2 to 3, maybe up to 5 years, then yeah, I'll take LeBron, I'll take Steph, I'll take whoever, some of the best players in the league.
I just think you have to build it around an all-around player. I just don't.
I think Towns has got the ability to be a very good all-around.
I'm saying like I wouldn't want the Harden. I wouldn't want.
Right.
I wouldn't want.
I wouldn't even want Russell Westbrook just because he's just so offensively centered.
We'll see how he does this year.
It'll be interesting. I don't know. I think there could be some problems.
There would only be a certain amount of people I'd want to start a franchise with, or players.
So. Yeah, kind of interesting. A lot of GMs thinking about that.
Yeah, it's a lot to do with age, though. If you're talking actual best player, then obviously the answer is different. But
yeah,
I think he's got a lot of potential. That's for sure.
Yes. So we're going to take a quick break, and we'll talk opening night, Tuesday, October 25th, next week, Tuesday. We'll talk about that when we come back to the You Don't Know Jack Show.
Do you like shopping on Amazon? Well, now you can do it by helping the show at the same time. Go to the website youdon'tknowjackshow.com and click on any of the Amazon links, and then you can bookmark it. And every time you shop on Amazon, click the bookmark. It's the easiest way to support us without any extra cost to you. Now back to the show.
I think the Cavs play the Knicks.
They do. The Cavs play the Knicks. Welcome back to the You Don't Know Jack Show. Opening night is next week, Tuesday already, October 25th.
Derrick Rose is going to get injured stepping on the court. There was a wet spot there.
He'll probably get injured stepping out of the bus.
I'm kind of one of the people that makes fun of him, but kind of roots for him a little bit. Just because it is unfortunate what happened to him.
Through all the injuries and stuff.
It's kind of like RG3. It's like, God, man. This guy can't catch a break.
Yeah.
But
So there's 3 games on opening night: Spurs at Warriors, Knicks at Cavs, and Jazz at Blazers. Obviously the Cavs game obviously interests you the most, but of the other 2 games, which one would you like to see the most?
well, Jazz Blazers sounds pretty good. 2 good young teams. One team is offensively minded and the other is defensively minded. Obviously, if you follow basketball, you know which one is which.
Yep.
I like that game. That should be a good one. What was the other one?
Spurs at Warriors.
Nobody wants to see the crippled Spurs. No, that one should.
No
be
Tim Duncan anymore.
Yeah, he was kind of. It was kind of like with Kobe, like just not as effective. It's just like, get out of here so we can go a different direction.
So the first game is New York Knicks at Cleveland Cavaliers. That game's at 7 on TNT. And, of course, that'll be the ring ceremony as well for the championship rings. And
David Blatt is getting one.
Utah at Portland
I don't think Verjav's getting one.
is at 9. Well, if David Blatt is, you would think Verjav
No,
would.
I think Verjav declined it.
Oh,
They have
really?
an option to accept it or not, I think.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Verjao did try to celebrate with the Cavs after they won or something. I read something about it. I was like, what?
Oh, goodness. And then the Utah-Portland game is not even on national TV, it looks like.
Boo!
Looks like it's on KGW and Root,
We want
whatever that is.
Root is the Jazz TV, I think.
Okay.
We want that game instead of the Warriors game.
And San Antonio Golden State is on TNT. I don't know why ESPN wouldn't pick up the Jazz and Portland game, but that's neither here nor there. So let's take
You would think all 3 of them would be televised, but
which is kind of dumb. I mean, if there's only 3 on that night, and then everybody else opens up on Wednesday night, So, Aaron, who do you got in? Well, I shouldn't even ask you the Knicks and Cavs because I'm
Knicks. Just kidding. Let's go Caves.
Yeah, I think I'll go with the Cavs too. I think the crowd will be packed that night, and LeBron will want
I
to.
don't know. They did lose their first game last year to the Bulls.
I think all the hype after the championship and everything. I think they're gonna get her
and
done.
that is the Bulls. In the regular season, they've always given LeBron trouble.
Yeah.
Even in the playoffs, they've given him some fits, but it's one of those teams. It's like, get out of here.
So then the next game, Jazz at Blazers. I'm going to take the surprise pick and go with the Jazz.
I'm going to go with the Blazers. I like Lily and McCauley.
I think the Jazz defense slows down McCollum enough, and I have to put it in Lillard's hands, and I don't think he's going to be able to do it in that one. Opening night.
Okay, you're not a fan of Lillard anymore. Okay,
I like Lillard, but
okay.
I like him, but
I just don't think the Jazz have enough offense yet. That's why they're still bottom dwellers.
Rodney.
I think he's getting better. Trading Cantor probably wasn't the best idea.
No, that was not good.
Now they're trying to get rid of Favors too. It's like, what?
Yeah, the
Just get rid of
roster:
your whole offense.
Alec Burks, Dante Exum, Gordon Hayward, George Hill now, Rodney Hood,
Yeah, they got
Joe
George
Johnson, Diao, Favors, Trey Lyles. I think they're trying to get rid of Favors because they have Lyles. I think they're pretty high on him.
Yeah, Favors is way better.
And they still have Gobert too.
And Gobert, yeah, he's great offensively.
Well, he'll stop them inside. So I'm going to take the Jazz as a surprise win on that one. I wouldn't be surprised if the Blazers did win, though. And then Spurs at Warriors.
Spurs.
You going for the Spurs?
Yep.
You're taking
Chemistry
the Spurs?
will be an issue right away. It'll be Popovich will get him ready.
I think
Rolling. Pau Gasol.
I think I'm going to take the Warriors in a one possession game. I think it'll be close to the
I
end.
go with Pau Gasol with a near a triple-double.
I could see that, definitely.
Pau.
I like me some Pow.
Pau.
Um,
Pau and Mark.
I think the Warriors win a 1 or 2 possession game. It'll be a close one, I think, just because of the chemistry issues, but I think they'll probably have Curry kind of take over towards the end.
Pau Gasol is going to fit in perfectly. With
Well,
the
he
Spurs.
is. I think Skip Bayless said this, and I think I agree. He is the definition of a San Antonio Spur. He's gritty.
I'm surprised he hasn't played with him before, honestly.
Yeah, I think that was a
Him
huge...
and Marc Gasol would be great fits for...
Anybody.
They would never get Marc Gasol, but yeah, he's a great fit. I don't see many chemistry issues there unless he gets hurt or something.
No, it'll be interesting to see how they fit him into the offense, though, with Aldridge in there and Kawhi, and you still have Tony Parker, and I think Ginobili's coming back. So it's... I don't know.
Ginobili's hair isn't coming back.
That's for sure, unless he uses Bosley or something.
Remember that time he broke through one of his shoes? He drove so hard to the basket. His foot went straight through him. It was pretty funny.
Oh, goodness.
He's always crazy.
Yeah, he's quite an interesting person. We'll leave it at that. So we'll take a quick break, and then we'll talk a couple of college basketball things and be right back.
Heading to Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Baltimore, New York, London, or anywhere in the world and need a rent-a-car? Well, check out CarRental8.com, where you'll find the same car for less money. CarRental8.com sells all the brands like Dollar, 50, Budget, Avis, Hertz, Alamo, Europcar, and so much more at affordable rates. We'll beat any price by a minimum of 30%. So check us out online at CarRental8.com or call us at 1-813-343-8138. That's 1-813-343-8138.
Use the promo JACKSHOW5, that's JACSHOW5, to get 5% off your next car rental. Use all capital letters when you type in the promo code. Now back to the show. And welcome back to the You Don't Know Jack Show today with Jonah and Aaron and Carson. And no, just kidding. It's just Aaron and Carson today. So the big news right now in college basketball, Syracuse is going to get their Big East title from 2006 vacated due to some more of those violations that Boeheim was involved with. And
I hate when they catch this stuff late.
Yep, I agree.
Like that Reggie Bush thing, they take his Heisman away. It's like, catch it right there. You guys like blind or
yeah. And then too, kind of like in the NFL with Brady.
The 06 one was with Melo, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He's probably not very happy.
No, I think that was a couple of years after Melo.
0-4.
Yeah, 0-4. 0-4.
They're gonna be 0-4. Yeah, I think that was like 0-1, I thought. Melo's been in the league for a while.
So what are your thoughts, really? Anything else on that?
What did they have on 06? That's my thoughts on it.
Yeah, I'm not... Well, that was just the Big East title, too. I don't know if they won...
that's not that... Yep, that's why I got confused.
Yeah, I don't think they won the title that year.
That was... Yeah.
The
Their
big
last
title
was with... I thought you meant national title.
No.
Misheard that. The Big East title... God, who'd they have on that team, though?
Yeah, I couldn't tell you.
I think that's when UConn had Kemba Walker.
Okay, that would make sense.
I don't know. I'd have to look at it. They had Syracuse and UConn years back had a game that went into like 5 overtimes or something. That's crazy.
So what are your thoughts? Do you think Syracuse has been punished enough for the violations they have?
Like I said, I just think they should catch these things right away. It's I hate hearing about, oh, now they got this done because we found out 20 years later. Like, come on, give it a rest. Jesus.
Yeah. So, quickly, how do you think Duke and Iowa will look this year?
Well, Duke's always going to be good. Will they make it far in the tournament is the question. We'll have to see Grayson Allen. Excited for him to be back.
He's back, yeah.
For Iowa, it was pretty rough last year. They did make the tournament, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. I just don't see them ever making it far in the tournament. I guess if they make it, it's good, but
yeah,
the farthest they've made it was the Final Four, and that was way back, I think.
Yeah.
Way back.
Yeah, I think they lost the first time this year, first round maybe.
No, they beat.
Or they beat somebody.
Davidson.
Oh yeah.
Or was that 2 years ago? That could have been 2 years ago.
Yeah, it was 2 years ago because then they lost to Gonzaga. Yep. Yeah.
That was last year.
No, that was with Aaron White.
What happened last year?
Last year, I'm pretty sure they lost first round.
I don't even think they made it. Oh, they didn't make it.
Yeah, they did. They did.
They lost in the game to get there.
Oh,
to Tennessee, I think.
Or was that? No, that was 3 years ago.
I don't friggin' know. I'm way off.
Let me check here. Let's see what we got.
They lost the game to get in. I don't remember. They won. No.
They lost to Villanova.
Oh, yeah. They got killed. I remember that. Well, at least
Villanova
won the championship. Yeah, they got killed. They did beat somebody, though.
Did they?
In the first round, I think. I don't think they played Villanova right away.
No, they didn't. They did beat somebody. I can't remember who.
Could have been. No, it wasn't Davidson.
Or was it? Dang it, it's not coming up.
I'm trying to think, because I remember watching that game now. That Iowa game. Against Villanova. I'm trying to think of who the first... God, who was that?
I can't remember now.
Who did they play?
Well, whatever they did, they lost to Villanova.
Yep, by 20, 25, whatever it was.
So anyways, I think Iowa's got some good recruiting classes coming in.
You always say that. You always say that.
They've got some
man, they got the
4-star recruits, I think, coming in for
Duke
basketball too.
Coming in.
Not quite that.
Exactly.
Not quite that. But I think they can be pretty decent this year. At least make it to the tournament. Now the question again is how far.
Will they get beat by Villanova again?
Will they get beat by Villanova again?
Who did they beat?
I'm trying to find it. Let's see. They beat Temple. Oh, that's right. I remember that game now. They won on a last-second make by Woodbury, I think.
Yep, the tip in.
Yep.
They
And, that was...
got killed by Villanova.
They lost by 19.
Villanova won the championship, though. So.
Yes! That makes it so much better now. At least for my point of view. So, so it should be an interesting college basketball season. We probably won't talk much about it until a week or two, at least 2 weeks, I would say, because the season doesn't start till November 11th. So, unless we get some news, then we'll kind of talk about it. But I think that's about going to do it for today's show, unless you got something to add.
Mm-mm.
All right.
Go Villanova.
Go. So, this has been the first basketball episode of the You Don't Know Jack Show with Aaron and Carson. I got it right this time.
Jonah.
So, we will see you later this week for the football episode of the You Don't Know Jack Show, and we'll talk about predictions.
Fantasy football sucks.
And news and everything else. So, we will see you later this week. This has been the You Don't Know Jack Show. See you later.
Hey listeners, don't forget to find You Don't Know Jack Show on Facebook at facebook.com/You Don't Know Jack Show. Twitter at twitter.com/Don'tKnowJackShow, and Instagram at instagram.com/YouDon'tKnowJackShow. You can also follow Carson on Twitter at Radio Ruben. Now back to the show.
Thanks for listening to the You Don't Know Jack Show with Jonah, Aaron, and Carson. If you want to read articles, get more information, or have questions about the show, go to our website, youdon'tknowjackshow.com. You can subscribe and listen to the show on iTunes, Google Play, YouTube, SoundCloud, Stitcher, and TuneIn Radio.
I'm here so I won't get fined.